All right, so let's all picture this for a second. You're heading into your usual Starbucks.
On Halloween morning, no less.
Yeah, exactly. It's Halloween and you're ready for your pumpkin spice latte or whatever. But instead of the usual crazy rush,
Yeah.
you walk in and things are calm.
Like a little oasis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The baristas are smiling, your
Yeah.
drink's ready super fast, and maybe they even have some spooky decorations up.
Love that.
That's what Starbucks is going for with this Back to Starbucks plan.
Right.
And we're diving deep into their Q4 2024 earnings call today to see if this is actually working.
Fascinating stuff. It is fascinating to see how this is all unfolding, especially with Brian Niccol,
Oh, yeah.
the former Chipotle CEO,
Right?
stepping in just last month. This earnings call was his first big opportunity to lay out his vision for Starbucks.
Yeah, his first big statement.
And he did not hold back.
He did not. And with a 7% drop in comparable source sales last quarter,
Oof.
including a 10% dip in U.S. transactions,
Wow.
it's clear something needs to change.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that this isn't just about boosting profits.
Right.
It's about getting back to what made Starbucks special in the first place.
Exactly. Niccol keeps talking about reclaiming that third place feeling,
Yeah.
that cozy, welcoming atmosphere that made people want to hang out there. But can you really do that
Right.
when your business model is so reliant on mobile orders and speed?
Yeah. Is that even possible?
That's the million-dollar question. And that's what analysts were really trying to unpack on this call.
Okay, so let's unpack it.
Let's do it.
This Back to Starbucks plan,
Yeah,
it sounds good in theory, right?
it does.
Faster service, simplified menu, cozy atmosphere.
Who wouldn't want that?
Exactly.
Mhm.
But how do they actually make it happen?
Right.
And is it enough to really address the challenges they're facing?
That was the big question.
Yeah, big questions. So let's start with the core issue,
Okay.
declining traffic, and this feeling that the Starbucks experience has become a bit chaotic.
A little bit, yeah. Remember when going to Starbucks was a treat? Now it often feels rushed transactional.
Yeah, you're juggling your phone, trying to customize your order, dodging a mountain mobile orders.
That's a whole thing.
It's definitely not the relaxing coffee break it used to be.
Nope. And that's impacting their bottom line. Declining operating margins mean they have to figure out how to be more efficient
Yeah.
while still investing in improvements to bring customers back.
So how does the Back to Starbucks plan address that? Give us the rundown.
Okay, so Niccol's plan has 4 key pillars. Throughput with quality simplified menu and ordering reclaiming the third place, and a broadened marketing approach. So first, throughput with quality. That means they're laser focused on speed and consistency. They're aiming for 4 minutes or less for in-cafe orders and on-time mobile orders every time.
5 minutes or less. That's ambitious. Especially with the crazy drinks people order these days. How are they going to pull that off?
Well, that's where the Siren Craft system comes in. It's this new automated brewing system that's supposed to streamline the whole process. It should allow baristas to make multiple drinks at the same time without sacrificing quality.
That sounds pretty high tech.
Yeah.
But will it actually work? And what about the baristas? Are they on board with this new system?
That's a great question. And it was a big focus of the analyst questions on the call.
Okay.
They were really curious about the impact on barista jobs, training requirements, and even morale.
Right, because if your baristas aren't happy,
Exactly.
it's going to affect the customer experience.
Absolutely. A big part of that Starbucks appeal has always been that personal touch. That friendly barista who remembers your order, chats with you while they're making your drink.
Yeah, definitely.
Will that still be possible with this new automated system? A lot of analysts were wondering about that.
Yeah, good question.
Mhm.
And how do they balance these investments in technology with taking care of their employees?
Right, because Niccol has talked about raising wages, providing more training opportunities.
Yeah.
But those things cost money.
So it sounds like we have a lot of moving pieces here. And we haven't even talked about the simplified menu and the third place concept yet.
There's a lot to unpack.
We'll dive into those next.
Let's talk about that simplified menu. It's a big change. Cutting back on all the customizations and focusing on the core offerings, it's almost like going back to basics.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if they went a little overboard with all the Frappuccino flavors and the seasonal specials.
Maybe?
Like, did they lose sight of what people actually want,
Right.
which is good coffee?
That seems to be Niccol's thinking. He keeps emphasizing brewed coffee, high-quality espresso drinks, the stuff that makes Starbucks famous in the first place.
Yeah, the classics.
But is it a gamble?
Could be.
What about all those people who love their caramel ribbon crunch frappuccinos with extra whip?
Yeah, are they going to be upset?
Will they feel alienated by this new direction?
It's a good question. And it's not just about the drinks either. It's about The whole atmosphere, that
Mm.
third place feeling.
Right.
Can they really reclaim that warmth and community when they're also trying to get people through the line as fast as possible?
That's the challenge.
Uh,
It's a tough balance. Nickel talked about redesigning stores to be more inviting,
yeah, right.
with comfy seating and a focus on creating a relaxing environment. But if you're constantly hearing those mobile order notifications and
Yeah.
seeing a line of people waiting for their drinks, does that really feel like a third place?
It's almost like they're trying to be two things at once.
Yeah.
A fast and efficient coffee shop for people on the go,
Hmm.
and a cozy, inviting space for people to hang out and socialize. Can they really do both?
That's what a lot of analysts are skeptical about. They're worried about operational challenges,
Sit back.
especially during peak hours.
Yeah.
How do you manage a ton of mobile orders
Yeah.
while also giving personalized attention to the people in the store?
Right. And how do you make sure the experience is consistent across all their stores?
Exactly, including those licensed locations that might not have the same level of training or oversight.
Yeah, good point. There are so many factors to consider. And then there's the whole issue of the broader market.
Right.
We're seeing more and more of these small, independent coffee shops popping up,
Definitely.
focusing on high-quality, ethically sourced beans.
The artisanal approach.
Exactly.
Right.
Can Starbucks, with its massive scale and corporate structure, really compete with that kind of authenticity?
That's a real challenge for them. Nico mentioned broadening their marketing approach, moving away from discounts and trying to appeal to a wider audience.
I see.
But how do you convince people that Starbucks, with all its locations worldwide,
Yeah.
can still offer that personalized craft coffee experience?
That's a tough sell. And especially with prices going up everywhere.
It is.
People are being more careful about where they spend their money,
Absolutely.
and they're looking for value.
Yeah.
So can Starbucks justify its prices
Right.
when there's so many other options out there?
That's why their decision not to raise prices through 2025 is so interesting.
Yeah, it's a bold move.
Very bold. It's risky, though. Inflation is affecting everyone.
For sure.
So if their costs keep going up, how long can they keep those prices steady?
Right. What about their plans for global expansion?
Yeah,
China has been a huge market for them, but they've been facing some difficulties lately.
they have.
What's their strategy for dealing with that increasingly competitive landscape?
Well, Nicolal was a bit cautious on that front. He said he needs more time to really understand the Chinese market
That makes sense.
before he lays out a specific plan. But he did mention the possibility of exploring strategic partnerships.
Okay, interesting. So maybe teaming up with local businesses.
Potentially, it could be a way to gain a stronger foothold in China.
So it sounds like they're playing it safe in China for now. What about other international markets? Are they looking beyond China for growth opportunities?
Yes, Nicol said he sees potential in other markets beyond China,
Okay,
which suggests that we might see a more balanced global expansion strategy down the line.
got it. So lots of big questions and ambitious plans, but not a lot of concrete answers yet.
Not yet.
It seems like we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds.
Exactly.
But what does this mean for the average Starbucks customer?
Right. What can we expect to see in the coming months and years? Well, if Nicole's vision works out, you can expect a faster, more efficient, and more consistent Starbucks experience.
Okay.
Think shorter wait times, easier ordering, and a renewed focus on those classic coffee drinks that made Starbucks famous.
And hopefully a return to that cozy third place atmosphere that so many people miss.
That would be great. Only time will tell if they can really pull it off.
It's a make or break moment for Starbucks.
Yeah.
It'll be fascinating to see how this all plays out.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this back to Starbucks plan affects their global strategy.
Right, especially in markets like China, where they've had some struggles.
Yeah. China's been a tough one for them.
They've been trying to make it big there for years, but it's a whole different ballgame.
It is.
Tastes are different, competition is fierce, and now they have to deal with a slowing economy too.
Yeah. A lot of headwinds there. And we can't forget about the cultural differences.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What works here in the U.S. might not fly in China.
Definitely.
They might have to completely rethink their approach.
Like start from scratch?
Pretty much. Everything from the store design to the menu.
Wow. It makes you wonder if they spread themselves too thin. You know,
Maybe
focusing so much on global expansion that they neglected their core business.
it's possible.
Could this back to Starbucks plan be a sign that they're shifting gears,
Interesting thought.
trying to get back to basics?
Maybe they're realizing that quality and consistency are more important than just growing bigger and bigger.
Right. It's about doing what you do well.
Exactly.
And maybe that's a lesson for other businesses too.
I think so.
In a world that's obsessed with growth and expansion.
Always chasing the next big thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to step back and ask ourselves.
What really matters?
Exactly. Are we sacrificing quality for quantity? Are we forgetting what made us successful in the first place?
Those are important questions to consider, and not just for businesses.
Right.
For our personal lives, too. Are we so busy chasing after things that we're missing out on what truly matters?
It really makes you think.
It does.
Maybe this whole back to Starbucks thing is more than just a business strategy.
I like that.
Maybe it's a reminder for all of us to slow down, simplify, and reconnect with the things that bring us joy.
A reminder to savor the moment. Appreciate the simple things. Enjoy a good cup of coffee without rushing off to the next thing.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe that's the key to Starbucks' success after all.
Maybe.
Maybe by rediscovering their roots and focusing on what they do best, they can become that beloved coffee haven again.
For millions of people all over the world.
That's the dream. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of Starbucks. It's been quite a journey, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for this iconic brand. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that coffee brewing.